Barber Shop Podcast, episode 51 on the sunny south side of 50.
61.
61.
You missed a whole 2 weeks.
Did I miss it? What happened to me? Where was I?
You hold 2 months, yeah.
2 months, was I out?
2 months. You
Was
were
I
out.
blacked
You were
out?
gone.
Oh.
It was crazy.
Christmas, I tell you, this time of year takes a terrible toll on all of us. And around here at Barber Shop Podcast, we are troopers, each and every week bringing you some of the best music, independent, original music out of the blast furnace of music in Canada, Hamilton, Ontario. And Ryan Cannon, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing
feeling
great.
strong? You feeling strong?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling...
A lot of people get hurt.
Great.
A lot of people get hurt this time of year. A lot of people physically hurt. A lot of people got the flu. Sue Leonard, originally scheduled to be on the show tonight, down with a bang bout of it. She's going to be on in a few weeks when she's recovered. But we got a real treat. I was fortunate that Dave Gould was gracious enough to come in and join us in the studio tonight. And Dave Gould, if you don't know him, is like chicken soup for your musical soul. He has got the right balance of warmth, generosity, originality, and truthfulness in this day and age. And he's an entertainer, and pleased as punch to have him in the house tonight. Dave Gould, how you doing, my friend? This is great. It's great for you to be here, and you must admit that when you got the invite to be on Barbershop Podcast, you canceled going to the Grammys. You know, I know that they wanted you at the Grammys, but you were like, no way.
No, but you know where I was working today?
Where were you working today?
Well, it wasn't today, it was yesterday. I was working on a house, and there was 2 Junos in it.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Were they use it as door stops or anything like that, or
No, they were on display.
mantle? Was it mantle material?
Yeah.
I'd certainly have it on the mantle. It'd be great that if you were a lot of people when they win awards, it's nice for them to have, and it's hard to say if they're being honest or not when they say, it doesn't mean anything. It's nice to be recognized. You've been recognized. It's nice when people nod in your direction and say, yeah, you're doing something great, something original. I've always, heard this quote from Keith Richards, and I quote it all the time, that there's 2 types of, and he was referencing guitar players, but I think it could be any musician, the people who make notes or play notes, and people who make sounds. And you're certainly someone who seems to me that you started making sounds at an early age. Like, how did music, creep into your life?
Sounds. I guess I'm a little obsessed with sound in general. But when I was little, my stepfather was he was an inventor for the government. And so he was all crazy. Just so many projects on the go at home. And he'd built this synthesizer out of knobs from the first IC chip that came out from Texas Instruments that was the Space Invaders, Pac-Man, all the sound, the first noise-generating IC chip. Anyways, this is so interesting stuff.
It truly is.
And then, so he used all the knobs and switches to access the sounds from it. And I would steal into the basement and hook it up and try to make all these train wreck accidents and stuff and with it. And now I use it in my performing now.
Absolutely.
He gave it to me eventually. Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
And so a lot of experimentation with different. Was there piano in the house? Were things around there?
We had an organ with the pedals.
Pumps, yeah. And it probably took you a couple of siblings, each working one of the pedals in the early days to do that. So you've been formally trained, or is just you combination of self-taught and formally trained?
I'm trained.
Yeah. Tell me, so you're well trained in the deadly arts as well.
Well trained, but yeah, I've had some training
in the deadly arts. Who was when you were hit those first years? Seemed to be like 11 to 13 years old when music starts grabbing kids. Were you enamored with the same kind of bands your friends were, or were you the weirdo who liked stuff that nobody else had heard of?
You said we could talk about anything.
Anything. Go to the dark place.
I was a Jesus freak.
Above your own volition at that point?
No.
Okay.
I was a huge Striper fan.
Right on.
I was the guy with the striper
Yeah.
jacket with the studs and the hand-drawn picture of them on the back
Cool.
and the spandex and the hair sticking everywhere. 80s
Yeah.
glam, right? And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah. I got used to being ostracized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I broke all my Kiss records at one point because it wasn't cool to like Kiss, you know.
Ah.
And then it was like it came back where it was like, yeah, I wish I had those Kiss records now because, you know, all of a sudden it became a very shameful thing to like that, you know. So
But I moved on.
Yeah. So again, moving on.
Good band if you haven't heard them, Striper.
Oh, you know, you got to understand, for you to be like a Christian heavy metal or glam rock or what was, you know, popular music at that point in time, and to get mainstream attention at all, you know, you had to be pretty good to be able to jump out of your genre like that. So did you go flinging in a far direction when you got out of that phase, or did you kind of grow into your rewriting your music by yourself and creating music, like original music at that point in your life?
Yeah. Ever since, I mean, my birthday, my mom would say, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I'd say, "I want about a 12-foot table, a really good one." And I just put it in my bedroom. She'd think, "What the, you know, you don't want an arcade game or something?" And I just put this thing up in the bedroom. It's traveled with me. I still use it to this day. And it had reel-to-reels on it and wires everywhere. This was my bedroom, basically.
Right on.
It was always.
Always experimenting, so doing a lot of, I guess, recordings early on, right?
Yeah.
You know, what were some of the technological innovations that you've been through in your day, from this format and working on this, etc. forward?
Well, we started off with splicing.
Right.
I'd done my fair share of that. Cutting the tape when you need to make an edit, taping it back together. I had a TIAC A2340 reel-to-reel. That's what I started. It's a 4-track with simul-sync commands. It's good stuff.
Right on.
But then, you know, I'd wear the thing out and it stretched the tape. But so that's one of the things where I do like about digital. It's one of the few things I do like about digital is that you can mess up all you want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Till you
But
get it.
it's also been said it's nice with the analog world. You had to be like Sophie's Choice. You know, you had to be a little bit vicious and brutal
Absolutely, yeah.
and know if something was good or not, because is it going to take up all that precious space? Okay, so what was your first band? Do you remember the name of your first band that you played in?
It would have been Righteous Armor.
Were you playing drums at that point in time, or were you playing guitar?
I was playing drums.
Drums.
Yeah.
You and what you know? I don't want to put exactly what year in it. Late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah, mid-'80s.
Mid '80s.
Yeah, we practiced in the church foyer.
Yeah, and it was handbills and postering and like a lot of the, you know, soldier in the trenches sort of thing, as far as any kind of working to get any kind of gigs or any kind of notoriety.
We did do this gig at a festival, and the person holding the camera, videotaping our concert, came up and started speaking to the person doing the filming, and it was very audible, and it was pretty funny. I'll never forget, we were watching it, we were looking at ourselves for the first time on video, and back then, not everybody had a video camera.
No, very few.
This was really, we gotta go home and watch this video. We all sat down, we were all excited, and there we were, and it sounded pretty good until you heard this guy come up. Who are these guys? Oh, they're Righteous Armor. Oh, they suck. And walked away. We were all like a bunch of wet sheep. But
I wonder if he's right.
I got over it.
Yeah. But being a musician and you know, someone who's artistic in general, you got to have a thick skin, don't you? I mean, how do you maintain? I mean, for you, someone who is artistic, who has to be open and has to be sensitive, vulnerable to a certain extent, and prepare yourself for kind of like the rough road that the life in the arts means.
How do you do that?
How do you
I
do
have
it
no
personally?
idea. No idea.
You faking it day to day. That's
Yes.
working. 'Cause that's what I'm doing. I was hoping somebody would have something a little more concrete.
Oh, okay.
You believe in what
do that too.
you believe in what you do. Like, you're a handy guy. You're a smart guy. So it seemed to me,
Thank you.
like there's some people who are musicians, and you look at, God love them, but there's nothing fucking else they can do in the world except be a musician. And then there's other people who I look at, like you said, well, that guy would be a good guy to have on my zombie apocalypse team or on Gilligan's Island or something like that, right? You seem resourceful, and
Thanks.
and, so you've got a skill set. So why do you choose, a life, because you're also a wonderful artist,
Thank you.
and so between your painting or sculptures or music in general, do you feel you have a choice, or is this what you have to do?
I guess it's what I have to do. Yeah, but hey, it's too late to turn around now, right?
You get in the woods pretty deep.
Yeah, that's right.
So take us from the point where you're out of Shield of Armor, and you're going
Righteous armor.
righteous armor, right? Righteous Shield of Armor,
Righteous armor.
and you're going. And I'm not laughing. I'm bad with names and things like that. Going forward, when you started recording, your first CD,
Right.
How quick was that transition? Because I want to play something off that CD, so
Okay.
I want to, what was the framework of the time, between and there's a long road to go. So, were you constantly active as a musician, or did you take breaks off in between that period and your
Always,
first?
ever since I was 12,
Yeah,
Yeah.
nonstop.
And to frame the context of the Passion of Bobby Bedeck CD,
Yeah.
my first solo album, they were real times of turmoil. Living in Prince Edward Island, going through a separation, leaving PEI. I had a big school bus that I turned into a long haul, just like a U-Haul with a big tow hook on it, and it was painted blue, and it had screened windows and a little dining table, still for sale. Good rubber all around. So $1,500.
Nice.
Works good. 9-liter. Cummins in it. Anyways, so yeah, this was in the middle of kind of all of the turmoil in PEI, and I found a cabin. A friend of mine gave me this cabin in the woods and said, "Go to it," and I came out with Bobby Bedeck.
So you weren't carrying these songs around in a little scrapbook.
I was.
You went in.
Oh, yes.
But you put it together.
Yeah.
Wow. Sounds fantastic. I want to start with something that you would warn me about. So it'd be perfect for our show and our explicit content warning.
What a great way to start.
Great way to start. A little bit of stud double trailer right here. Dave Gould, Barber Shop Podcast.
I have a lot of fun doing what I
I went searching for rainbows with my mistress. Ran into a clown who knew you. He asked me if I was temporary, like a turtle in a turtle tattoo. And what are the chances that everyone glances? My stomach's full of butterflies. So I put on a smile and I chew my ox by. I'll go back to my cloudy skies. We all love, love. We all love, love. We all love, love. We all love. Old man sitting in the woods decided to put us on the spot. So I had me some fun. I gave her the gun, found out she was a really good shot. Now I'm a big blue cockroach looking for cheap meat late at night. And I revel in the fact the foundation is cracked. So I slip in and out of the light. We all love, love, love. We all love, love, love. We all love, we all love. love, we all love. I went searching for rainbows with my mistress.
You know, I have a lot of fun doing what I do. Some people think it's easy, and others think it's hard. Most importantly, people got to realize it's someone's art. You know, when the music starts a pulsing and the beat's really driving, the acting and the plot are all put aside for the action. And that's where I come in. She gets all naked and ready to go on the motorcycle with the blindfold and the handcuffs. I'm the stud double in pornography films, and what I do and others like me puts the food on the table. And when you just push a button on the internet or steal one of your dad's videos, you're stealing from us, our hard work, our art. So respect copyright laws. Go out and get your own porn. Pay for it. Thanks. Now enjoy the movie.
This isn't a Robert Redford film we're making here, man.
That, of course, is Stud Double Trailer. Of course, something that's very apropos and do support copyright laws. But sweet little Searching for Rainbows lead into that. What was your biggest memory you took away from that session and that period of your life in general?
Well, that's not specifically Searching for Rainbows. The original Ronald McDonald lives on PEI. And him and I were social with a lot of the same people.
Now, when you say the original Ronald McDonald,
The Canadian Ronald McDonald,
okay,
the one that we kind of grew up on.
Yeah.
He's retired. He's a puppeteer. He's a really cool guy. His name's Ron.
cool.
Yeah, believe it or not. And one day he got fired. The story or the legend, it says, because he was telling kids not to eat there. He'd had enough, right?
Really?
Anyways, I don't know if that's true or not. But
it's a great story.
that's my
way.
story. I'm sticking to it. And he was doing the clown show at Rainbow Valley. And I was there with a girl that wasn't my wife. And he stops in the middle of his show. He comes out, does the whole clown thing. Hey. Hey, Dave. That's not your wife. And then he comes down and he brings the show over to me. And he starts circling us, and she's got this turtle and a turtle tattoo in the back of her neck. And he comes around and he sees the back of her neck, and he says to everybody in his little microphone, I hope she's not permanent like that turtle in a turtle tattoo. Up to the stage and proceeded with putting the tail back on his dog.
You couldn't write it better. You know, and life is like that. Is that one of the things that drew you to the Hammer? You know, in the long run, is it's so colorful here.
I would be lying to say I was drawn here, but now that I'm here, I wish I had been.
Right.
My understanding of Hamilton was the average. Oh, that's just a dirty, hard town. When I was younger, still that.
Me too.
But now I think I can appreciate what dirty and hard really means, as opposed to being born and raised in Ottawa, where people generally, I'm generalizing, that's dangerous, but they're the white collar, tunnel vision thing. Hamilton, I can't even look like I've broken down without someone going, "Hey, you need a hand?"
Yeah.
And it's and the art community, the whole thing, I really do enjoy it here.
Now, your music has always had a brilliant, bright streak of originality to it. Playing it. you're hard to define. Do you take enjoyment in that? Do you
No.
struggle for that, or that's just the end product?
I hate it. Yeah, I did a show in the East End, and I came up, and the marquee said, "Dave Gould tonight, world's greatest pianist." No, you got pianist mixed up with Lewis. I play a toilet, and this is the owner, and she was, "You play what?" "I play a toilet." "Do you still want me to load my gear in? Do you want a guy in your place playing a toilet or not?" "Okay, we'll try that." And I just did a gig 2 weeks ago, and it was the advertisements all went up. "Dave's going to bring all kinds of weird percussion music and play all kinds of drums for you." And I'm like, no, I'm singing folk songs and playing my guitar anyway. So a lot of that happens because it's really hard to nail it down to one thing.
Right, because you, again, being an artist, when you're seeing the experimental aspect of the music, do you find that it starts to incorporate into two different styles? Do you start trying to make those two things into one show, or are they just two different faces for two different times?
Some things just don't blend at all, oil and water. But I'm trying really hard to make fit together what I can.
Yeah, because you approach it, you're like a Pied Piper, and this time of year, it's brutal on people. People are going through tough times. People are physically sick and depressed. It's dark and it's really cold right now, and you have kind of this joyful aspect to music that's forgotten, certainly not celebrated nearly enough.
Very much.
And you do a lot of workshops with children.
Yeah.
How have you found that's impacted you as a musician as you've kind of entered that?
I've been performing and working with children in a workshop setting as well for many, many, many years, and I think that's probably a really big, I don't even notice it, but it's got to be a huge impact on where I perform for adults, and the adults come to me and say, "Wow, it's like you were a child up there." "Oh, okay." "You're really enjoying this?" "Yes, I am. I can tell you that."
Yeah. And early on, again, you realize that the fact that you play a toilet, it has certain physical characteristics, which makes it a good percussive
it's a
instrument.
vintage
Yeah, not just any toilet. You can get away with such a thing. Yeah. And you made didgeridoos out of plastic piping. You're not bound by convention. If you have an
but
idea,
in their own world, these things are all conventional stuff too, right?
Right.
Like, who hasn't made an ABS didgeridoo?
Who hasn't tried, at least until mom got really mad at certain points. So I think we're going to we'll play one more tune, and then we're going to come back and going to get you to play something live, and we'll decide if it's going to be from the experimental side or it's going to be from the singer-songwriter side. But we're going to play. Want to play one more off of that, Ryan, the first CD, or do you want to bust?
Yeah, Hit by a Train.
One? Hit by a Train. Let's play that one. A little bit more David Gould from you. BarbershopPodcast.com.
Hit by a train, drive into the poorhouse. Hit by a train, drive into the poorhouse. Hit by a train, driving
face her face. On the up and up, it's a cool little place. 90 miles an hour down a one-way street. Sugar's under arrest. On Mr. White is free. Hit by train, driving to the poorhouse. Hit by train, driving to the poorhouse. Doors that don't seem to close.
There we were in all our ironic glory, in our 68 Valiant, on our way to the poorhouse. The goddamn city planners always put the poorhouse on the wrong side of the tracks. It had peeling spar varnish on its big fat oak doors, and they were rusting brass hinges. Not the car, it was just rusty. And them doors didn't need no locks, 'cause them doors were never closed.
90 miles an hour in a dead zone. Sugar's under arrest and I don't think he's ever coming home. Hit by a train, driving to the poorhouse. Hit by a train, driving to the poorhouse. All aboard!
Hit by a Train, Dave Gould from The Passion of Bobby Badook. A little piece of his life. Get it right. Each and every week here at Barber Shop Podcast, we've got some fantastic musicians, 97.8% of them being from Hamilton, Ontario at this point in time. But, God damn it, the well is deep. And Dave Gould has been so generous as to bring not only his acoustic guitar by tonight, but also his antlers, which he's going to play later. And he's got a story about his wonderful Yukon adventure, and I'm sure some sort of spaceship and some sort of wind talker experience, and how this instrument was born. And he's going to bring a bit of it to you tonight. But a little bit of the straight up coffee house singer-songwriter guitar stuff. Big part of what you do and how you write, kind of how you get your diary out there.
Yep.
So tell me, is there a story about a song you're gonna do first?
Yes.
Is it a short one?
I wrote it here in Hamilton before moving to Prince Edward Island. But it's a song about the East Coast. 1995 Canadian fisheries fired on Spanish vessels for
Overfishing the cod.
fishing.
I remember that.
So this is called Canadian Fish.
Beautiful.
Was the year of 1995 that it all came to pass. Canadian fisheries set sail to kick some ass. That will be all, me boys. It's time to load your guns. There's lots of work to be done to defend the defenseless ones, You ask just who is our foe? She's the S-Dye from Spain, armed with 5 guys and a net that's been causing our fish pain. There she sails, me boys! It's time to man your turrets. Hit the decks and pursue the fishers of our turbots, Let this be a warning to all those that wish to sail Grand Bank waters and net
Canadian fish. The Estai cut its nets and fled, letting our fish go. Canuck vessels gave chase till they came within a stone's throw. Fire in the hole, yelled the skipper, we're gonna cut 'em down. Bullets flew across the bow and ricocheted all around, all around. Prepare to border me, boys, it's time to show who's king. We'll take their ship and eat their food and mess up everything. We have 3 ships to our name, may be small, but we're strong. Canadian Navy's ready to fight, whatever comes along, comes along. Let this be a warning to all those that wish to sail Grand Bank waters and save Canadian fish. Oh, the tables they do turn when you watch the CBC, the Spanish. They're sending a net. They showed it on TV. Now they're sending a ship, not a net. And oh, do they look pissed. It feels great to be a hero. But oh me boys, I wish we missed. Wish we missed. Let this be a warning to all those that wish to sail Grand Bank waters and save Canadian fish. Let this be a warning. Let this be a warning.
Canadian fish. Mr. Dave Gould here at barbershoppodcast.com, bringing you some original Canadian music here from the Hammer. Going to do a couple of announcements that you people are going to want to hear. The first one's a week from today. I know it's a show night. I don't normally talk about anything else but me on a show night. But it's happening next Wednesday. You can watch us on barbershoppodcast.com after the live show if you want to. But this particular one, it's a very special fundraiser, and it's a benefit for Mr. Scott Cushney, who Mr. Piano, who's played for the likes of the Hawks, Robbie Robertson, who else? Aerosmith, King Biscuit Boy, and he's moving to the Hammer, and it's going to be at the Pearl Company, 16 Stephen Street here in Hamilton. Come support them. Come out. The tickets. It's on our Barbershop Podcast Facebook page. I got a link to it there. Friends of the show, Laurie Yates, Dwayne Rudder, and Trick Bag are among some of the guests who are going to be there. And that's Wednesday, February 5th, next Wednesday, 7:30 gate door for 8 o'clock start. And, of course, I want to have a little shout out for our sponsor, Picks and Sticks, over on Lock Street, 140 Lock Street South. Jamie and the boys, they've been supporters of the show and have been good to us, and we have a great things to say about not only their musical instruments that they have there, their lessons, the advice, and just the people in general and what they add to the community. So if you get a chance to go out to Picks and Sticks, 140 Lock Street, tell them Kevin sent you, and I'm sure Jamie will throw in a free Jimmy Dunlop pick. Tell them you want the 66. I think that's one they want. So we're back with Dave Gould on the couch, and I mean it's a little bit. You might want to get a little friendlier with the mic there. It's a little less scary of this couch than the one with Dr. Frankenheimer, who wants to talk about the very scary parts in life. But music is a tonic, for a lot of people, and I'm a big proponent that it goes to that place past that person's defense and subconscious, and the music has a place, an overlooked place, but it's really important, and it's been kind of cheapened, commercialized. It's been milled out. Do you see a renaissance? Do you see like the good things about music, like music being an undying thing? Because they've been talking about the end of music for the longest time, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like, are you?
But I'm not sure if music has nearly the importance that we put on it.
Explain.
I guess first of all, you have to identify what is your definition of music. I think it's become something separate. Like you mentioned, notes. Some people play notes. Some people
Make sounds.
It's simply controlled sound and a form of expression. Blah blah blah. But no, I don't know. I'd like to say, and I do say, wow, it's so important. It's everything, and we heal people, and we get all kinds of visceral responses, especially when you start doing, playing antlers and stuff.
Right.
But I'm not sure if I get it. Like, it's like, okay, but I want to get it. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, I've got my good friend Craig. He loves me because I got excited about something, and I get all puffy in the face, and I'll build up, and I get to the point, and I'll say, yeah, but nobody gives a shit, and I kind of get where I kind of deflate that balloon myself, where it's really not that important in everyday life. Maybe it's just me. I'm a weirdo, and this is why I do this.
But sure, it's really important.
I think it feeds a part of. I'd be very miserable if I didn't have it. And I think a lot of us would be. But I think it's just like food. We'd be miserable if we didn't have food, but we've had something that's food-like been substituted for food. And that's what we've been eating for a generation now. And it's like the effects are starting to show musically, too. I think there's a, less selection. Even a really neat thing that I saw on social media where they talked about the diversity in the charts, and I think they showed from 20 years ago, but there was men and women, and there was groups, and there was a huge amount of diversity in the types of music that in a 53-week period constitute the top 10 of the Billboard charts, where now it's much more truncated, where it's been identified as that's your Big Mac, and that's what sells, where people were still taking chances on things that resonated, that responded with people. And I think people have to be exposed to it. And if they're not exposed to it, they don't know about it. So how can you ask them about it?
It's so hard to talk about something that's so undefinable for me.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? If I knew what to believe, I could say this is what I believe, but I have no idea what to believe. So it just keeps on going.
Well, keep on going is what you did from the point where you were in PEI to you were on the school bus to you came and you recorded your second CD, Truck for Sale.
Segue.
Yeah, your Truck for Sale. Tell me about Truck for Sale and what kind of state of mind and what kind of state of being you were in when you recorded that one.
I was trying to sell my old truck for $10,000. Didn't sell it, but it's not for sale anymore. So the next album maybe Truck Not for Sale.
It's a beautiful old truck, right?
Thanks.
Yeah, what year is it? 50?
49.
49.
Yeah. 49 GMC half ton. I just like the imagery of it right on the album and the whole. And that CD was once I landed back in Hamilton, I put that together a few years later.
It was time. You were feeling the itch. You had some new songs you wanted to do.
Yeah, and I released that just before releasing the next one after that.
Cool.
Which came out, I think, 1 month later.
Right on.
Yeah.
So very fertile time.
It was.
So we're gonna talk. We're gonna play Wrecker. Anything we need to know about that one?
Where I was born and raised in our particular neck of the woods, we spent a lot of our time fixing cars of the girls we liked.
Yeah.
And that's
all
what I did a lot of that. And sure beats flowers.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got good hands and you can work on a Wrecker. Dave Gould's going to tell you about it here from Truck for Sale at barbershoppodcast.com.
Screw strip throughs, bloody knuckles, I got what she needs. Smiling oil in the soil, get nostalgic down on my knees. Got my dolly in a knot, steel toes, and my lucky baseball hat. It's a cool, crisp day, she needs some heat, I'm here, shit like that. Going to the record for my love. Think I found the right one, but she's laying under the snow. Head under dash, feet out the door, here I go. My fingers are numb, but I won't stop, there's always something wrong with her. Yeah, maybe she'll love me now that I've got the part to make her purr. Going to the record for my love. Going to the record for my love. Here we go. Going to the record for my love. Going to the record for my love. Well, she was my two-step and I was her four. Every nickel has a tail, every tail has a dog, every dog has a day, and every day slips away. Early models, fast models, late models, slow models, doesn't matter anymore. They're all the same and coming in every day. Going to the record for my love. 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 For my love.
That's a wrecker. For Mr. Dave Gould here at barbershoppodcast.com. Touched on it. Man's an innovator. Loves to make sounds, sculpture, shape sounds. And he went on a journey, a physical journey, and I'm sure a metaphysical journey to some extent. And he came back with something, and he tweaked it and played with it and modified it. I'm sure he had dreams about it. Woke up in the morning thinking about it and working on it and became somewhat obsessed with it. And I don't know the story, but he's about to share it with me and share it with you here at Barbershop Podcast. Dave Gould, what the hell have you got in your lap?
Christmas is canceled, children. It's not part of the kids' show yet.
Freaks him out a little.
Yeah. Caribou antlers. And I put some wires in it. I don't know, is that a good angle? There it is. Oh, that's nice.
There you go.
And I made my own pickup. Where?
You know, you're the one that's right in front of Paul. That's your camera.
That's it there?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. And I made my own pickup so that the strings line up. Cello strings. Stephen Fuller helped me with the cello strings because I didn't know where to get them.
Did you have the idea before the antlers or after?
It all began when I toured the Yukon, and I went to all kinds of communities there, presenting electroacoustic creation of soundscapes with found objects to the schools and the communities, and it was a good time. And a fellow by the name of Bernie Phillips, back in the day, was playing antlers, so I dropped in on Bernie, and he played them like
Percussively,
strictly.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of, and he's never plugged them in. He toured, he did all this touring, and so I brought my pickups and plugged his in, and he was hitting it, and
Things were
really
starting
excited.
to happen a bit.
Yeah, but he made it okay to play the antlers.
Right.
He was the first. in that context. And then when I was up in Mayo, which is north, way north, met some wonderful people there. And after my presentation at the public school, the janitor, who I was staying with as well, he said, "Hey Dave, why don't you come on back over to the shed there? I got something to show you." And he brought out these antlers and said, "See what you can do with these, because after seeing your show, you might be able to come up with something." So yeah, I was very inspired to come up with something, and when I came home, this is the left antler, which means it has the center, I don't really know what I'm talking about, thing that comes down the middle of their head, and that creates a natural bone bridge for strings.
Nice.
And here we are.
And absolutely one of the best materials, you probably, for tension. You don't have to worry about it.
It's a giant whammy bar.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
It's holistic as you can get. I think, someone didn't die in vain. Let's hope it was a long, fruitful, natural life. But why don't you play something for us? Is there a particular name to this composition? Or
I've changed my hat.
Yes, that's a great name. Okay, well, we're going to get Dave Gould giving you something completely original here at Barber Shop Podcast.
Just named it. This is called Fracking with the Seals. This one's called Flight of the Caribou.
And I imagine at the end of the day, you probably get more than one person who is quite transfixed when the lights come on. They're in another world. Do you play that? You run a very popular open stage that's just recently gone to Thursday nights at Homegrown Hamilton here in Hamilton. Ran for a long time on Tuesday nights. You're doing Thursday nights now, King William Street, Homegrown Hamilton, great place. Do you get a lot of people who want to play when you start laying things down on say a set of antlers who want to jam on that?
There are nights that I do bring. I mean, a lot of time I'm a show and tell guy, so each week I come. There's usually somebody who goes, "What'd you bring today?" That's cool. But I don't. I mean, a lot of times I bring the drums and I bring the guitar and the bass. And it was about a few weeks back I brought the antlers and my bolatone, which is a fence post and a mixing bowl with 4 strings on it. And it, we just, people lined up and took turns playing the antlers. Right. And it was pretty neat. It was a really good time.
You're busy as a drummer for hire, because you're
Could be busier.
You could
Please
be busier,
contact me.
like Dave Gould can play incredibly well with anyone. You played with Famous Framus for a long time, and it's always been like you were a big part of that. Like Mike, it wasn't just Mike; it was like Famous Framus was the two of you. Like that was a unique, wonderful Hamilton sound. That was and I'm sure still, we haven't heard the last of Famous Framus.
He's back.
He's back. But the drums seems to be something that's the very core of who you are, like, passionate, like the percussion. Although you sing and you play, you play very percussively when you play. Do you hear beats and rhythms all day in everything you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you go through prolific periods where you write, or is it something that you have to do like working out on a regular basis to keep from going insane or flabby?
I do that. I write, and if I'm writing for the sake of writing, it's generally never play again. Just I should write, but not very disciplined. So it just usually has to fall out my arse.
Yeah.
And oh Jesus, there it is.
Some moons must be lined up because I'm feeling the muse.
Yeah, but that's how a lot of it happens. But sometimes I set out to do it.
Well,
sometimes I don't write at all.
Now we're gonna go on and we're gonna play something off of your third CD. You've got 3 CDs. They're available. I'm sure at the local record retailers.
No.
So only from
I got turned down. So I thought,
home delivery service. But we'll have links to how you can get a hold of the music.
If you live in Hamilton, I'll deliver it.
He'll deliver it.
Yeah.
And I do that with the stuff here too. People appreciate that personal service. But talk about your third album, AD. Is it a trick to the
the title?
Too Cute by Far, or is it?
It's ADAD is Attention Deficit Artist's Disorder.
Nice. And that basically sums up what some people might also refer to as the musician's mindset. There's kind of a joyful insanity in the crowd that you love to hang out with. I
think so.
The people you like to swim with. And interesting. What was your mindset, and what was the process when you recorded that one?
That is my latest ADAD is creating environments to record in, whether again, or actually a lot of the recordings were completely spontaneous. This is going to happen. It's going to happen now. I'm going to write and produce the song all in one night. Then there's like 10 different locations where it was recorded, singing, playing an African circumcision rhythm in a Baptist church. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes.
Playing on a tree in the woods, and I do a tree solo over a song.
What kind of gear were you recording it on?
At the time, it was a VF-80, one of the first little breadbox standalones.
Yep.
2 at a time, and it's a stereo. It was good, and the stop button broke. I wore it out too. Moved on, and some really nice microphones. I like good mics, and sometimes I have access to them. And so there's a tree solo on that album. Just all kinds of different locations where I was collecting sounds or recording in different places, and came up with a little more esoteric kind of random record.
And also we're gonna play a little short clip, because I guess a lot of these songs, were, as you said, kind of what they were born from didn't necessarily necessitate a 3.5 minute song with a bridge. So tell me about Corky and the Pop Rocks.
Oh yeah, Corky and the Pop Rocks. I had my recording equipment set up on the kitchen table. Another family tradition. You fix your snowmobile engine on the table. Everything. It's dinner time. Well. Anyways,
a lot of people identifying with that, I think.
Got a song about it. So Corky the Pop Rocks. My daughter and her friend were over, and we were playing with sound. And that's right. This was my first day looking at GarageBand. This is interesting. I haven't tried GarageBand, and so we started multi-tracking, and this was all completely spontaneous. and the girls had a lot of fun.
Right off the table, right from here at Boxo Studio, we got little Dave Gould at barbershoppodcast.com.
Didgeridoo.
Nice.
I actually had pop rock.
Well, now it works. So, Ryan, perhaps you could explain the technical issues. This is the beautiful thing about live TV.
Murphy's here tonight.
Yeah, Murphy is here tonight, and he's playing games with the CD player.
Let me just try this again.
Okay, we're going to try.
There was some scratches on the disc.
It was refusing to start, and then it started.
Yeah.
See if we can get it back.
Let me see. Just, banter for a second.
We're going to banter some Rex banter.
Yeah, it looks like it's working.
So, okay, the pop rocks, actually, we're going to hear them in the song, and they were on your tongue.
Yeah, we all had pop rocks, and we were into the microphone. It's just kind of hard to hear. It's all blended
With a didgeridoo of your own construction.
And this. Yep.
Here we go. Right here at barbershoppodcast.com. A beautiful Christmas song.
Yeah.
No Corky in the pop rocks. And it's something you can't replicate. So you'll have to call Dave Gould, and he'll have to deliver one of the CDs.
The CD's not jiving.
To your door.
Have I told you how much I hate the world of digital?
Yeah,
it's
know
just
what?
getting me down, man.
Me too. Get me back. You bring your guitar, and I'll play the song in your living room.
Maybe we want to try another track off of that album?
I don't know. Is there something a little bit further on the scratch?
Some scratches on disc.
It was a brand new CD, so
yeah, it just came out of the package.
It was very strange.
Should have went with the proper today's thing. I was at a kid's show doing my thing, and there's a little thing, and I say to a kid, "Oh, you must have my CD at home," because I fed him the answer, and he goes, "What's a CD?"
Really, I was waiting for that day.
It happened.
Wow,
it happened. It's like,
Today, 2014, the CD has gone the way of the LP, which has now come back, which is kind of neat.
That's all I've been playing.
Yeah. It's fun. It's all good. So we want
And you have to actively engage in your musical listening. You can't just turn it on and walk away.
And 22 minutes you have to get up, and you have to either say, does that deserve a flip, or is that going back on the sleeve, and then something else is coming in? And it required much more interaction.
All right, dare I say it again? But it looks like it's working.
Okay. Well, we're going to try. Third time lucky here at barbershoppodcast.com. Corky and the Pop Rock. Yeah. If you can't have fun with music, you can't have fun. That's fantastic. At the 12-foot kitchen table in the household, it's great. Passing along to kids, it's great. It's great when children kind of get that joy of music. And I know as shticky as that sounds, there's a purity to it. It cuts through. And like my daughters are at the age where they still know what's popular amongst their friends, but I'll buy, say like the Don and Mara CD, right? And I'll say, oh, check this out, and now they know all the words to that song. And it's like, those are a couple local 16-year-old girls who just really, stuck to it. So, you're going to do another original Dave Gould song for us?
but I forgot to change my hat.
Oh, and hats are important. And this is something, if you are playing music, your demeanor is completely affected by your wardrobe. And be it, Superman in his cape.
No, it's just the buttons on my shirt rub on the guitar.
You see, because he's got some nice abalone on the back of that guitar. It's a beautiful guitar. It's fancy. It's fancy. That's nice. It's got a story to it.
See, sometimes I feel like this guy, and sometimes I feel like this guy.
Well, tonight I think it's a bit of both. I feel like Beaker, I'm completely clogged up, so Ryan's getting mad that I'm breathing in the mic, sounding like the guy from Silence of the Lambs. But I'll try to back off. We can turn my mic off. We can get Dave Gould's mics turned on. I'm going to play a little live music for us right here at barbershoppodcast.com.
Pulled over, my eyes are wide open, nothing to see, everything's gone. Wanting to scream, I ordered a full stop. Lights fly by, but it doesn't matter. Lights fly by, but it doesn't matter. Oh, I'd cry, but it's over now. Oh, I'd cry, but it's over now. Oh, I'd cry, but it's over now. I'm taking on water. Bright like a spark, falling in the sea. Bright like a star, supernova. Bright like a star, supernova. Oh, I'd cry, but it's over now. Oh, I'd cry, but it's over now. Oh, I'd cry, but it's over now. I'm taking on water. Moons, they bother me now, and I don't know why. Skating on thin ice, being somewhere else. Ideas fall, new ones peek through. Jaded lies, oh jaded black lies, keep me tethered to you. Keep me tethered to you. Oh, I'd cry, but it's over now. Oh, I'd cry, but it's over now. Oh, I'd cry, but it's over now. I'm taking on water.
God damn it. You got to love it when you got good, beautiful, original music, and we have it here each and every week at Barbershop Podcast. Dave Gould, having him in the studio has been reaffirming in so many ways. Hearing beautiful, original music, true stories about a life in music, about a life shaped by music, and someone who walks the walk in this musical community, bringing it out to you. And I implore everyone who has the opportunity, get out, see some live music. A lot of people have not seen live music in years, or they wait till someone gets married and hope that they have a band. It's happening. It's happening on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, on a Friday, on a Saturday, on a Sunday. And chances are there's a type of music that you're familiar with, or something that you might even experiment a little bit and get a little dangerous and go out to something that you have no idea. And who knows, you might just love it. Well, love it is what we do each and every week, right, Ryan Cannon? A lot of love in the room. Going well with Jordo. How's Jordan making out tonight?
He gets an 8 out of 10 tonight.
You're okay, he didn't cry.
No, he didn't cry.
Didn't cry tonight? Okay.
It's over now.
It's over now.
It's all over now. Well, from Barbershop Podcast, I want to thank Dave Gould for coming in the studio. Ryan Cannon, each and every week, you work your magic.
Some weeks better than
Some
others.
weeks, yeah, all the tricks are slick, but they're all real. They're all good. And they're all right here from Hamilton, Ontario. We'll see you next week, people.